expelled. A ban placed on them that they can never return to reclaim that town as their own until Gog and Magog are released. And after they are released, they spread out in all directions. Remember, they're being released in waves, And when they spread out in all directions with their indestructible power, they take control of the world in the world order of Gog and Magog. Then you will see these people being brought back to reclaim that town. This book has dealt with that subject in detail. As I read these two verses of the Quran 10 years ago in New York, like a flash it came to me, an intuitive grasp. Wait a minute. This is Jerusalem. Yeah, this is the Holy Land. This is the Jews. But that was only an intuitive insight. I had to go on now to do my homework. How to prove it? You can't prove an intuitive insight. Yes, it can be proved. It is Jerusalem. How? Let us go to all the statements of the Blessed Prophet on Gog and Magog, called ahadith. So I collected all the ahadith, almost all. Now let me go through them and see whether there is any town mentioned linked with Gog and Magog, which fits the description given in the Quran. So I went through all of this hadith, and to my amazement, there is only one town mentioned, only one. And it is a town which fits the description. And it is Jerusalem. Yes. But in the hadith, of course, the word Jerusalem does not occur. The Arabic word occurs, Baytul Maqdis, which is Jerusalem. And so I came to the conclusion that the town is Jerusalem. And so the Quran was saying that when you see the Jews being brought back to the Holy Land, to Jerusalem, to reclaim it as their own, 2,000 years after the Lord had expelled them out, you must know that this was made possible because of the world order of Gog and Magog. I was amazed by this discovery. I said to myself, I couldn't be the first and the only one. It'd be very lonely to be the only one. And then shortly thereafter, as though the Lord guided me, I came across a booklet, a little booklet. If you come to my class on Thursday at 6:30, San Fernando, Jama Masjid, all of you are welcome to my class on Surah Al-Kahf. I'm going to bring that booklet to the class. Get it photocopied. So you could get a copy. You might have to pay $1, $2 or so to get it. It was a booklet on Gog and Magog, written in 1963 or somewhere around there. And the author of that booklet was a friend of my teacher, Maulana Dr. Fadl Rahman Ansari. I read the booklet, and I found that the most important point of all made in the whole booklet was that the town was Jerusalem. The town was Jerusalem. The rest of the booklet didn't impress me so much, but this was impressive. And then in the preface, the author says that he was grateful to Maulana Dr. Ansari, who guided him and explained the subject to him. And so I came to the conclusion, tell me if I'm wrong. I came to this conclusion, if you think I'm wrong, you can throw me out of the hall. I came to the conclusion that if this is the most important point made in this booklet, and if the author acknowledges his depth of gratitude to Dr. Ansari, who guided him and explained the subject to him, I came to the conclusion that Dr. Ansari also must have held a view that the town was Jerusalem. If it is an unreasonable conclusion, take me and throw me out of the hall. And so I was not the first. There were others, but very few. And so now we have reached an amazing point in our lecture. We are able to recognize those who control the world today with their indestructible power. We are able to recognize that their power rests on foundations which are essentially godless. We are able to recognize why they use power to oppress. We are able to recognize why they use power to wage war on the religious way of life. The religious way of life in general, but Islam and Muslims in particular. And we are able to explain that mysterious, mystifying, puzzling, baffling relationship between the white world order and the state of Israel. Now we can understand. If this is the world order of Gog and Magog, and if this is the world order which is bringing about globalization, and if inherent in that globalization process is the destruction of faith, and all of mankind are being embraced in a godless melting pot, what do we do about it? If we have enemies whose power is such that we cannot defeat them and destroy them, what do we do about it? If we know that this is part of the divine plan to send this evil storm through the world, what do we do about it? In the next lecture, which is Suratul Kahf in the modern age, you get the answer. But today we'll attempt to give a brief look at the answer. But before that, how long will this storm last? How long will these oppressors continue with their pitiless, merciless oppression, their corruption? They have corrupted the political process around the world. They have corrupted the economy around the world. They have corrupted the marketplace around the world. They have corrupted money. Money. The thing that you have in your pockets that you used to buy and sell, which today is made of paper. You got some in your pocket? Paper? And we're supposed to recognize that as money? Huh? Yeah. And tomorrow, of course, the paper is going to disappear. Huh? And then a new kind of money is going to come to replace it. Huh? And the new money is going to be invisible. You can't see it. What? Invisible money? And the new money is going to be intangible. You can't touch it. What are you talking about? Money I can't see. Money I can't touch. Yeah? And I'm supposed to accept that as money? Nah. Only somebody who has the brains of a jackass will accept money you can't see and money you can't touch. Those who corrupted money by taking away real money and replacing it with artificial money, paper money, and then cause the paper to fall in value. And as the paper falls in value, wages lose their value. And then of course the chief personnel officer, CPO in Port of Spain, have teachers demonstrating in front of CPO office and striking your oil feet, wages falling in value. Because the paper falling in value. And then when they have completed their process using paper, of corrupting the world through a system of legalized theft, they can rip off mankind. Then they move to the next stage, which is to enslave mankind with a new financial slavery. And so the paper will disappear. You don't believe me? Just sit there and wait. Darul Uloom, of course, has absolutely no knowledge about that. They are concerned with more important issues. Darul Uloom is concerned with far more important issues. When all the paper disappears, then electronic money takes over. It's already showing its ugly head. And with that electronic money, financial slavery comes to the world. Financial slavery comes to the world. You can't take your money out of an account, bank account. How are you going to take it out? No, there's nothing to take out. Because only electronic impulses and machines in the bank. All that you could do is to transfer your money from one account to another. That's what you can do. They know how much money you have. You can't hide it from them. They know how you're spending your money. They know where you're spending your money. They know where you're getting your money from. Everything they know. They could type in any amount of money they want to type in and make any amount of money they want. Those who control the system. And they could wipe out your bank account if they want. Nobody will stop them. Who controls the banking system in the world? Your worst enemy, says the Quran, the Jew. Not all Jews are your enemies, incidentally. Not all. Those Jews who wage war on you because of your religion. They are your worst enemies in the Quran, says the Quran. And so they corrupt everything. A world in which sexual relationship is absolutely corrupted. And our young people now go on the internet with all the pornography and the videos with all the pornography. Our young people now begin to dress following others until eventually they almost knew. Yeah. And then you have rapes all over the place. And society is collapsing. Everything falling apart. What is it that has hit us? It is Gog and Magog. The world order of Gog and Magog. When will it end? And how should we respond to it? Let us take the first subject. When will it end? There is a link between Dajjal, the Antichrist, and Gog and Magog. And it is not any kind of intellectual arrogance on our part when we say that only the Muslim who has the knowledge of the Quran and the sayings of the Blessed Prophet, alayhi salatu wasalam, only the Muslim can explain the subject of the Antichrist and its link with Gog and Magog. Dajjal uses Gog and Magog as his right hand and his left hand. The Antichrist is in a dimension where we can't see him. Remember that. When he's in a day like a year, we can't see him. He's in stage 1. When he's in a day which is like a month, we still cannot see him, but he's in stage 2. When he's in a day which is like a week, we still can't see him, but he's now in stage 3. At the end of stage 3, he will now enter into our dimension of time. His day will be like our day. And so we'll be able to see him.